Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another AIW Behind the Curtain. I am sitting next to the Blasian Barbie, Mia Yim, a woman that I am absolutely petrified of because I have unfortunately felt her wrath in the past. So Mia, I'm going to be very respectful to you, and I might slide away a couple times during this interview, but trust me, she packs a wallop. Just trust me on this one, folks. Now, Mia, the whole purpose of these Behind the Curtains is to kind of get away from the in-ring, and we want to find out about you, the person.
Okay.
So, let's take it right back to the beginning. Tell us a little bit about how you fell in love with professional wrestling and got into professional wrestling.
Well, I first started watching wrestling when I was 8, and then my dad got me into it. Like, we used to watch it as a family, so forth, so forth. Of course, my dad and my sister grew out of it. I stuck with it. I saw China and Lita, fell in love, figured, oh my God, women can wrestle too. I want to do this. So, I was maybe 15 or 16 when I asked my parents if I could start training. Of course, they said no. So right when I turned 18, I just found a training school near my house and started training by myself with John Kerman and a couple other guys around my area. So.
Can you delve into a little bit about your training in the training school? I mean, is there anyone that the AIW fans would know that you trained with or came up with?
I mainly spent a lot of time with John Kerman. He does MMA now. Bobby Shields, I think he wrestles around here as well. Mark Rivera, Christian York. I played volleyball for 8 years, so I was very used to a conditioning style training, which is what it was. A lot of blow-up drills, running around, just a lot of stuff like that. So I was very used to it. So I didn't seem out of my comfort zone,
okay.
But it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough.
Now, besides John Kerman, was there anyone that maybe passed through the training school, or someone that really kind of took you under their wing and kind of guided you on your path?
I think when I started getting more into wrestling, DJ Hyde took me under his wing. I started training with Ring of Honor under Delirious and Daisy Hayes. I think my second match ever was with Sarah Del Rey, and she taught me so much. Even to this day, like, she would help me, guide me, push for me. She helped a lot throughout my career.
Now you bring up DJ Hyde. Can you kind of delve into your experience at CZW?
Oh man, it was definitely a different atmosphere because I had to drive up to Philly. I'm from Washington, D.C., so then when I went up to Philly, it was a totally different atmosphere. Trained with different people, trained with more so. We had a couple girls in my other school, but here I think it was only me and Kimberly at the school.
Okay.
And all the guys were hardcore. Like, they would hit you and be like, oh, you hurt, get up and walk it off. Like, just a lot more hard-hitting type of training.
Okay, like a physical Japanese style.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now you also brought up Ring of Honor. Tell us a little bit about your Ring of Honor experience.
Amazing. I learned, I think with the combination of CCW and Ring of Honor, I learned a lot more than I would if I would have stayed back at home. Ring of Honor, they, of course with Delirious and Daisy Hayes having experience in Japan, they brought some of their training back at Ring of Honor, so I got to learn like a little bit of the Joshi Puroresu style. It was very organized, to say the least. Like, we would do conditioning for an hour, and then drills the second hour, and then like promo work the third hour. So it was very organized, and we had a set schedule, and never went over time, like from, I don't know, 7 to 10. So, and it was very, very organized, and I felt very comfortable there.
So then part of your training, then they kind of developed that internal body clock to where you could tell where you should be in the match.
Oh yes, and then great positionings, like everything you don't really train under. Like, they'll teach you the importance of promo work, ring positionings, how to do a perfect roll, like just certain techniques that I never experienced before.
With your work in Ring of Honor, do you sometimes feel that women are kind of put on the back burner? In the beginning of Ring of Honor, they would do a lot of women's matches as part of the card, but now they seem to kind of step away from women's matches on Ring of Honor. Do you feel that Ring of Honor needs to go back and really push the women again, or do you feel comfortable with your role there?
I'm comfortable with my role there, but I would love to wrestle there. I think they should have more women's matches, but I understand as of now why they're not really pushing the women because of the new Sinclair Broadcasting contract that they just got. They want to establish Ring of Honor on a different network, establish what they do first, and then bring in the women. So I understand completely what their functioning is.
How do you feel the relationship with Sinclair Broadcasting is going? Is it better than the HD net, or?
I wasn't really there for the HD net, so I don't don't know the differences or advantages, disadvantages. I don't really know much about it, but so far with Sinclair, like everybody's been super nice to me. Nana's like my father there, like Delirious always takes care of me, like everyone's just really nice and everyone seems happy there, so I think it's going great so far.
Kind of going hand in hand with Ring of Honor is Shimmer. How have your experiences with Shimmer been?
Oh my god, I learned so much at Shimmer, like not even in the ring and out the ring, like even just going to dinner with all the girls, like I've never met half those girls and they are amazing. I made new friendships, new connections, trained with some of them before the shows, like it's just an awesome experience. I love Shimmer.
Is there anything of Shimmer that really stands out in your mind? Like, if you want to see the epitome of Mia Yim and Shimmer, you check out this match?
The best thing I really like about Dave is he would really consider like what you do outside of what you normally are comfortable with. So like for example, when I went to Japan, I got to work a lot of Joshi style. So then the next time I went to Shimmer, he pit me with 3 Joshi girls, and then we each had like a great match. So he really knows how to organize different matches that you won't normally see in other federations.
Now, is there a particular style that you prefer, like the American style over the Joshi style, or do you prefer the Joshi style over the American style?
In my opinion, I prefer Joshi style because it's a lot faster, it's a lot hard hitting, and it seems more, I don't want to sound like I'm pooping on the American style or anything, but it just seems more fast paced.
Okay.
So.
Well, kind of along those lines, what has been your experiences in Japan? Can you tell us a little bit about your Japanese tours?
I can talk about that for hours, but I basically went over 3 times. Overall, I stayed there maybe 3 months or so. I wrestled different amount of people like Haley Hatred, Mainami Toyota, Aki Kamayashi, just Hiroyo Matsumoto, and I learned so much. Like I got to spend time with them, train with them, and then learn each of their styles. I trained with Lucha girls over there as well, so I got to learn little bits and pieces of each person's style and incorporate it into my style. Culture is amazing. I love the food. I gained so much weight over there. Boys are sexy. I can talk about Japan forever.
Well, let's not go down that road. Let's come back to the United States and let's bring up Absolute Intense Wrestling. Your Absolute Intense Wrestling debut, one-on-one with the Absolute Women's Champion Mickey Knuckles, with the Impact Wrestling Women's World Champion as the special guest referee in Gail Kim. Tell us about that matchup.
Mickey paid off Gail. I'm just gonna say that. You know, me and Gail were supposed to be sisters, but she didn't help me out. But Mickey, she's tough. It was a tough match, but to this day, I'll always say that she paid off Gail. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right. Now, if I can just stay on this subject just a little bit longer, was there any extra butterflies in your stomach knowing that Gail Kim is the special guest referee and watching this, and you were in there with the Queen of the Death match, and it was an unbelievable match, one of the stiffest women's matches I've ever seen. Was there added pressure on that match?
A little bit, only because I've seen some of Mickey's stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous going in the ring with her because I was more so worried about like the headbutts or like just a straight punch to the face, that spinning fist thing she does. I knew she was a tough girl, but I knew like after my training in Japan, we had to learn like kickboxing and actual MMA style stuff. So I had a feeling I could really hold my own. But then I also had Gail to worry about, and she even mentioned that she wasn't even paying attention to the rules. She was too busy watching the match. So how can you really officiate a match if you're not really paying attention to it? You're watching it as a spectator rather than an official referee.
Well, I'll leave that for you and Gail to work out. But you're back here in AIW. You're going one-on-one with Marty Bell at Girls Night Out 5. What are your thoughts on Marty Bell?
Well, Marty, she is my best friend. I've been with her, she's been my best friend for 2 years now, and she's been with me through some tough times, but I'm really, really excited to finally step in the ring with her and have a match with her. I know we would have a good match, but like I heard some things that she says that, I don't know, I'm leaving her in the dust because I'm with Ring of Honor, CCW, Japan. All of a sudden my attitude has changed. It hasn't. She's just jealous. So I'm glad, I hope she can learn from me in the ring today.
Well, speaking of today, your second time around here in AIW, what is your genuine thoughts on AIW, the fans, the whole experience here at AIW?
I love it here. I think this is the first Ohio Fed that I've actually worked for. And the fans are amazing. They're very respectful. Just the environment, the locker room, the people here. Everyone seems really nice. I love it here. So.
Now, as we leave Girls Night Out, what holds the future for me and you?
I am hoping in May I graduate from school. So when I graduate, I'm planning on moving to Japan and trying to perfect my craft over there. So I would really like to dip my hand in the Joshi wrestling. So I hope to do some things over there.
So ultimate goal, not so much the WWE or Impact Wrestling, you want to make your name over in
Yes,
Japan.
definitely.
Well, the Blasian Barbie, Mia Yim, again, probably the woman I'm most afraid of in professional wrestling. Joining me here behind the curtain, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck tonight and good luck in the future. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.